Okay, I'm at a Donald Ross course in Palatka, Florida, just about 40 minutes outside of St. Augustine. Palatka Golf Course. And I didn't get the video going for my drive. 322-yard par 4. I hit a 3-wood to that second shot, and then hit a pretty good wedge onto the green and had this 15-20 footer for birdie and lagged it up there pretty good. Tap in for par. So going to number 2, 385-yard par 4, and hit a pretty good drive down the right-hand side. Left me I believe a wedge or 9-iron going into the green. Caught it a little bit heavy. Left it short. And as you can see, typical Donald Ross greens and green complexes, which are elevated with a lot of false fronts, and I barely get that up the hill, protecting the green. Took me a while getting used to chipping and putting on these smaller elevated greens, and I hadn't played in at least 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. So definitely a little rusty with the short game. So I have this for bogey, and I didn't set the camera up great, but I think you should be able to hear, yeah, that it dropped in. So saved a 5. And onto a 190-yard par 3, which I pulled a 4-iron to the left and caught the trees on the left-hand side and had this awkward chip that I had to keep under those branches. I just punched up a 6-iron. And it would have rolled on the green, except it was elevated and caught the ridge, and it just didn't make it up. So I have this chip for par, and didn't hit a very good chip. Just didn't have any feel for the chipping early on. And I have this downhill putt for bogey. And now I need this for a double bogey 5. So go to 3 over after 3. Rough start. And this par 5, I hit it down the right-hand side. And then hit a pretty good 5-wood. It was dogleg kind of back to the right, so I couldn't go for it in 2. I just laid it up. Had a pretty good, hit a pretty good wedge. Which left me a pretty easy chip. And then about a 4-footer for my par. And I'm able to make that, stay at 3 over, and go on to a second par 5, back-to-back par 5s. Hit a really good drive. And a good 5-wood from about 500 or 200 yards. And the green was back to the right over those trees, and it's kind of where that ball was going. It ended up just pin high, right off the green. Ended up being a really good shot. So if I can get up and down, that would be a birdie. again, these greens, very small, and this one was sloping pretty hard away from me. I had very little green to work with. So just didn't make a very good chip. Now I have this long, I think I was still just off the green, but puttable, so I have a long putt for birdie. And yeah, you can see how that green really was quick going in that direction. But do make the par, so somewhat disappointing par. On to a par 3, 165. I think I had a little bit of wind with me. Hit a pretty good shot, just again, a little bit short, and caught the hill, the upslope. Which leaves me about a 3 to 4 footer for par, and yeah, not a good putt. So go to 4 over, go to number 7, 407 yards. Definitely my best drive of the day. Really hit that well. Had a little wind behind me and just caught it solid. So it left me a 9-iron in and hit a really good 9-iron. About pin high. Which left me a pretty good look at a birdie. But that slope, left to right, was really harsh. I just didn't play enough break. So now I have this tester for my par. And just get that to drop. So nothing easy today. Even the pars were a struggle. Go on to number 8. Get that one in the water. I did pair up with the twosome at this point. The course was kind of backed up with Tex and Lou, good guys from, I think, from the area. And I hit that 5 wood from the fairway, my third shot. I took a drop from the water.
Oh, look at you.
And almost chipped that in.
I thought that was in the middle.
That would have been a heck of a par.
You can leave it in. I'm lazy.
And that was for bogey. Not a good putt. So, double bogey 6. Sends me to 6 over, going into number 9. Hit a great drive, probably, second best drive of the day. Right down the middle. And then had what should have been a routine wedge in, but that was just not a terrible shot. Just the greens are just small, just postage stamp greens. Caught the sand trap. Hit a fairly decent sand shot, bunker shot. Here's Tex. Thought he had a par putt. He played this hole really well, but that was for bogey. Really good putt. Very fast greens.
Yeah.
And just off to the right. So I tapped that in for 7 over. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.